My name is Flash Isaac, and I'm a teacher from the future. When I was much younger, I saw thousands and thousands of people fail Jamb and unable to gain admission. This made me travel in time. Now I am back with the Flashlearners Jamb app and a series on YouTube tagged 120 Days to Jamb. My mission is to help you blast Jamb and as well get justice for everyone who Jamb has served breakfast. This is episode number 78 of the 120 Days to Jamb Chemistry with Flash Isaac. From this very episode to many episodes to come, we shall be naming organic compounds. We shall name compounds across all the homologous series. Now, 60% of the compounds we shall be naming are Jamb pass questions. From the Jamb app, from the Flashlearners Jamb app, I've decided to write them out, so we name them. The aim is for you to learn and understand. As you install and practice with the app, then you see the options and be able to play with them. Of course, if you know the name of a compound, picking an option won't be a problem. And 40% of the other compounds we shall be naming are Jamb likely questions. They are questions Jamb will likely set for you. For sure, you go to the hall on your Jamb day, you will see these compounds exactly the way they are drawn. So pay attention to them. In this episode, we have just two businesses or two business to name this guy and this guy. We shall be using here as a guide. I told you the first thing you should do is identify the functional group. Now, for this, what is the functional group? We basically have a compound in compressed form CH3, 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 and CH3. CH3 means 1 carbon and 3 hydrogen. And we have single bonds throughout. This is definitely an alkane. And once we expand this diagram, we should have CH3 is carbon 1, 1, and 1. Followed by C, C, and CH3 at the top. So carbon, H, H, and H. Then bonds to carbon, hydrogen at the top. Then at the bottom, CH3, which is 1 carbon, 3 hydrogen. After that, we have bond to CH3. So carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Let us observe CH3, C, CH3, H, CH3, CH3. So this is the compound. And we already seen that 1, it is an alkane. 2, find the longest chain. There are a lot of carbon in this compound. Many carbon. So what is the longest continuous chain? In fact, this should be longest continuous chain. You start like this. If you have something like this is a continuous chain. If you have something like this is a continuous chain. If you have something like this is a continuous chain. But you should not have something like this, or something like this, or something like this. No, it should not break on the way. This is what I am saying in essence. If we are counting the longest chain in this carbon, we have different ways to go. We can choose to go like this. Carbon, 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 touch the carbons. We can choose to go like this. Carbon, 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 carbon. We can choose to go like this. Carbon, carbon, carbon. We can choose to go like this. Carbon, carbon, carbon. We can choose to go like this. Carbon, carbon, carbon. If we go like this, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. If we go like this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. If we go like this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So basically, the longest chain is 4 carbon. After that, name the carbon. Since we know that this compound is an alkane, so we should not have special position in mind. No need to position the carbon. Everything is single bond. 3. The longest chain being 4 means that the root is but or butane. That is the root. Longest chain 4. So naming the carbon chains, we start from 1, 2, 3, and 4. We could also start from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any naming we decide to go with, it will make no much changes. Then you ask yourself, is there a branch? Name and position any branch. Any mean, is there any branch? So if there is any branch, there is, because we are dealing with this root or with this chain. Any other thing that has carbon outside this chain is a branch. This is one branch, and this is another branch. It says, name and position any branch. What is the name of this branch? The branch at the top here is CH3. That is methyl. 1 carbon, 3 hydrogen. It is a methane that has lost 1 hydrogen. So this is methyl. This is also methyl. After naming, we are told to position the branch. What position of carbon are these branches? If we go with this numbering, the branch will be on. This is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. The branch will be on carbon 2 and carbon 3. If we start counting carbon from here, we have carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, and carbon 4. The branches will be on carbon 2 and still carbon 3. So anyhow we go, these are the position of the branches. This takes us to something else. Once you have 2 of the same branch, for example, this is methyl, this is methyl. So the same branch appearing 2 times, we use di. If 2 methyl group are appearing, that is dimethyl. If 3 are appearing, 3 of the same branch are appearing in a compound, we use tri. If 4 of the same branch are appearing in a compound, we use tetra. Take note of that. Now, we have methyl on carbon 2, we have methyl on carbon 3. So we can therefore say that the branch is 2, 3. I told you to separate numbers, you use comma. To separate numbers and letters, you use dash. So, dimethyl. In naming of compounds, the branches usually come first. You name and position the branches first, then you give us the roots. In this case, the root is the longest carbon and it is butane. So dimethyl but. Either you say butane or you say but, right? And it is an alkane. Since it is an alkane, nothing much. Butane. That is just it. 2,3 dimethyl butane. Nothing to see there. Now let's see this guy. Identify the functional group. The meaningful functional group you can see here is double bond. And ladies and gentlemen, it will be a crime for you to download this video. Do you know why? Immediately you download it, the quality will die, because most of your downloaders, they give you low quality, and you'll be seeing the structure. It won't be clear. You are suffering yourself. Subscribe, get data, borrow. Go to YouTube, watch this video. Increase YouTube will show you low quality as well by default, but there is a setting on YouTube where you can increase the resolution. I recorded this video in 1080p, which is so clear and crystal clear. If you use at least 720p resolution on YouTube, you see everything so clear and perfect. That will give you the best experience. Anything that is worth sacrificing for you to pass Jamb, sacrifice it. I'm telling you, you will not regret. And let's say apart from passing Jamb, since the beginning of this series so far, be sincere. Is it not helping you? Don't you feel better or happier? Even outside the exam, you learn things, you understand a lot of things. Be ready to always pay for knowledge, okay? Because ignorance is very expensive. For this compound, the functional group is basically double bond. And what is double bond as a functional group? Alkene. So any compound that have alkene, we end in as the suffix. Now let's expand. Here CH3 means carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. The second thing we should look for is the longest chain. Now, let's see. Since there is a functional group here, your chain must start counting from here, because the functional group should have the smallest number possible. It should be on the smallest carbon number possible. So in anything you do, since you have a functional group here, you must start counting carbon from here. 1, 2, 3. Now, you ask yourself, where should I go? Whether to continue like this or to go up determines the one that will give you the bigger numbering. If I go straight, this is 3, this will be 4, and this will be 5. If I decide to go up, this will be 4, and this will be on carbon 5. Any way I decide to take, the longest continuous chain is 5. So let me take the straight one, 4 and 5. And I told you the longest chain is your root's name. So what is the root of this compound? Paint. Paint. 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we took this, and I told you that after getting your longest chain, every other thing you have, or every other compound you have that contain carbon is a branch. So first you name the branch, second you position the branch. There is a branch here at the top, and this branch is CH3. It is methyl. Methyl. Since we know that our counting of carbon must begin with the one that will give this functional group the smallest number, this branch has no option but to be on carbon 4. We can't change the numbering again. We've numbered. So it is on carbon 4. That is 4 methyl. Combining the name, the branch should come first. So you have 4 methyl. After the branch, the root should come next. The root is paint, 5 carbon. Then the functional group should be the suffix, should come last, and that is in. E, N, E. Not just in. What position is the in? It is on carbon 1. When it is on carbon 1, you can ignore the 1 or choose to add the 1 and say 4 methyl paint 1 in, to show that the in or the double bond is on carbon 1. Ladies and gentlemen, is this not amazing? If in only 2 episodes so far you've enjoyed naming of organic compound like this, what about 20 more episodes to come, or 20 something more? It means your life has changed. So subscribe to this channel, install the Flashlearners Jamb app, play with questions, and chat me up if you have queries or things you need to share or you need to discuss. See you in the next episode.